In this video, I want to share you some tips because I think it's always great that you live your best life every single day. And sometimes it's hard, when you have challenges, to always be optimistic and calm. By the way, there are cars here, but I thought I still want to make the video in this background because I like the nature, and this is also one of the tips that I want to share you, is that when you have time to, go for a walk if you want, that can help so much. Why I want to share this is because I've experienced it was luckily not that big, but I've experienced a panic attack when I felt overwhelmed with different things at the same time that didn't feel good at the same time. I had a period that a family member passed away, and at that time I had also struggles with finding my job and finances. Luckily I still had some savings, but it was not easy period. And at that time, once I had the panic attack, the good thing is that since a few years I have been practicing gratitude, mindfulness. So during this attack I knew what I could do to make it less intense and start to breathe slower again. What I've experienced is that when I had this panic attack, I felt like there was nothing that I could solve, and that's the worst thing, And what I thought about when I had this panic attack is to think, okay, you know what? Those are thoughts, and there's always a way, to make things better and to relax again. And when you keep yourself optimistic and grounded, that you know that you are worthy of living your dream life in reality, and there's always options with everything, no matter how difficult it seems, you're already almost there. A little bit disclaimer though, because I am not a specialist, I'm not a doctor. I just wanted to give you some tips that I used, and hopefully it can help you. If there's something really going on, it's better, I think, to seek advices from a professional or medical doctor, because sometimes it can also be something different. But this was because I had different things going on at the same time, which was very overwhelming, and it was not feeling good. Then I had this attack, and the thing is that I didn't even see this coming, that I had this panic attack. I just went to the station, I felt overwhelmed with a lot of things going on, and then I went to a place where there were a lot of people, and I started to have this panic attack, and I wanted to take the train at that time. But I decided to go home, and luckily I managed to go home, and I started also during the trip to think, okay, it's not my fault. There are things that are out of control that I don't have control about, and that's totally fine. This already helped me so much to think okay, it's okay. You don't have everything in control. You don't know everything in the world. It's okay. To have this, that you had these thoughts. I had these thoughts, that okay, I don't know what I can do. Even, the thing is, I felt guilty because normally I'm a very happy person, since I was a kid. But sometimes I also have moments that don't feel good, and this is already good to think about, that no matter how optimistic a person is in nature, sometimes there are also moments that don't feel good. I think everyone has these emotions, and unfortunately these situations as well that don't feel good. But when you're aware of that and you think, what, it's okay, it's not your fault, and you definitely don't have to feel ashamed, that can already help as well. When you make this reflection of your current situations and see okay, you are here, you're standing here, there are always, every day you can make steps forward, no matter if the steps are big or small. Every positive step counts. And if you take all these steps every day, how much change you can make in a few months. or in a few weeks even, or in a few days. But you started to do them that you want to do. Like now, I'm working on my driving license, and yeah, it has been slower than I thought. But I'm like, well, who cares? You know, at least I'm working on it, and hopefully I can get my driving license. You know, very soon. The best thing is to prevent panic attacks. But this is the thing, like, you know, I felt guilty when I had this thing going on, and I shouldn't, because it's something I don't control, you know. Like, I was like, wow, it's just that happened, and that's why it's always, I told myself, like, you know what, it's okay, you know, like, I don't have to feel guilty because I had a panic attack going on. And, you know, at the time when I started to have this feeling like, okay, it's getting worse, I was thinking, let's make it better, the situation. And I started to do these exercises, and I distract myself. This is also a good tip, is to distract yourself, to think about or do something that you really enjoy, that you calm down. Because what happens, at least what I had with these thoughts, they were started to like having like these racing thoughts, and like faster, and I didn't want to actually continue with these thoughts that were not helping me, because panic attacks never help, you know, they don't help. If someone has a panic attack, it doesn't help. When someone has like really feel very stressed, it doesn't help, it makes only things worse. And that's why I think it's good to distract yourself from, you know, do something like walking is really good. I did that as well. I was walking because I was at the station, I was walking outside as well, and that helped me as well because I had fresh air. And I started to do these exercises, these breathing exercises, and that helped so much. Because then when I was at home, I felt like safer as well, because I was in my environment where I know that I feel, you know, I feel home, I feel safe. Okay, you know what? I can better just focus on this breathing than some other scenarios in the head. Have you also noticed when you feel anxious, for example, nervous, when you have to give a presentation or when you have a date or anything, that you start to breathe really fast, right? And when a person normally is calm and happy, they breathe normally calm. At least I have that. That normally when I'm at peace, I breathe slower. And when you are nervous and you think about, wait, I'm breathing faster, I can do this exercise to start breathing slower, because then I think you help your mind to relax as well. So that's a really good thing, and it's you can do it everywhere, you know, also at work. If you feel like overwhelmed with a lot of things, or at school, that you feel overwhelmed with, you know, you have to do a lot of things for exams or preparation for a presentation or anything, that these exercises, you can do them at home, at work, anywhere, and probably no one is going to see it anyway, because it's just that you're breathing